I'm sure you've seen the title, and I know you're not feeling great right now. Before anything, I want you to take a deep breath. I know it's going to make you feel a little bit better. Relax your shoulders a little bit and just listen to my words. How many times have you heard about being grateful? I know. I don't mean to stress you more by saying that. What I mean is that, and you'll tell me if you agree, we associate being grateful to being positive. And right now, one of the reasons you might be feeling so hard on yourself is not only because you're sad or confused, or both, but because you blame yourself for feeling that way. How is it possible if I'm healthy, if I have things going on for me? How dare I feel this way? Why am I not being productive? And we feel ungrateful because we are not feeling positive. Does that make sense? And that's not just you or me. That is most people. And I think right now, in your sadness, there is a lot of answers. Being grateful means accepting what is and seeing the positive in that. Being able to accept something. And these are not always going to be positive feelings that we'll have to accept and build gratefulness for. They might be the feelings you are feeling just now. And I know it's frustrating because you just want to be happy. You just want to be doing better. But by thinking this way, you are not being grateful for what is truly happening in your life right now. You are not, or else you would be finding acceptance for these feelings. And you would make space for what is, and thus being grateful for what is put on your path. Fighting against what is not having a positive attitude about it. And being positive doesn't need to be performative. You don't need to convince yourself that you love feeling the way that you feel. But if you understand it's here for a reason, you'll have an easier time accepting it. Your human nature cannot be escaped. Sure, it is tempting to believe that we are superheroes capable of dismissing any emotion while also being very positive at all times. But if you are not meant to feel this way, why is it a part of your human nature? You are speaking the language of the heart and confusing it with the language of the mind. We try to find reasons as to why we feel this way. We are looking for a culprit, which more often than not is ourselves. We blame ourselves. Why can't I just be happy? Why can't I just be grateful? What's wrong with me? Why can't I just be like everybody else? Your feeling here is just asking you to be felt, not to be intellectualized, not to be understood, not to make sense, but it is asking you to be felt. And if you have an history of repressing and denying your feelings, it might feel very intense at first, because you're not just feeling one thing, you're feeling 30,000 pieces of leftover feelings that never had a chance to be felt. Sure, some feelings don't need to be put out in the world, don't need to be acted upon, and don't need to be the reason for your next move or actions. But in your purest form of intimacy, you deserve to see yourself and have compassion for what truly is. You might be fearing your emotions because you haven't spent any amount of time sitting with them and letting them out. If I start feeling them, what's going to happen? Are they going to destroy me? Am I going to lose myself in the process? Is it going to put a stop on my productivity and my life quality? And this is what I mean. You are intellectualizing it. Take a deep breath. And shift your attention to your body. Picture your energy. Where is the pain located? And can you put more focus and attention on there? Take another deep breath in. And relax your shoulders. You are safe. You are doing just fine. There is nothing to be afraid of or ashamed of. You don't need to judge yourself. You are doing exactly what needs to be done. You are breaking the distance inside of yourself between parts of you and your idea of yourself. And you are reconnecting pieces together as they deserve to be. Your emotions are acceptable. It is a part of who you are as a human. It is in your nature. You have enough judgment to not let them dictate your actions, but you have enough compassion with yourself to allow them to be. What is so scary about them? What have you been running away from? Feel every single answer. Don't think. You are smart, but right now the work you're doing is with your heart. Give yourself a chance at being who you are. Resist judging what is. It's okay. Let it out. If you can't be vulnerable with yourself, how could you ever be vulnerable with someone else? You've been repressing so much of your energy for so long. And I understand there is tremendous comfort in knowing who we are, in feeling certain that we are this way because we are this way. But what about all the potential you could become? And what if it required you to feel? It is a time where you must give yourself the grace you give to others. After all, if people close to you are crying or sad, you deem it as normal. But for yourself, it's not. Take a deep breath in. You can take all the time that you need. Right now, you are being grateful by accepting what is, making space for it, and being honest and vulnerable with yourself. As you stop judging your emotions, you are therefore positive about them. You allow them to be, and you don't search for an answer. You know you are capable of doing things regardless of how you feel. After all, your capacity as a human of being productive was never the issue. But if you need time, to let it out and process them. Then be grateful to be human, to be changing, to be growing and evolving, and make space for what is. By accepting reality and refraining from judging yourself, you are being grateful. There's nothing to be ashamed of, and I am proud of you for giving yourself compassion.